Just looking at precipitation forecasts, it's none today and none expected for the next 10 days.
As the moon rises above the hills of Bushmanland, it signals the end of another day of intense dry heat as the sheep are brought to the homestead camp for the night. Today marks almost 4 years of a daring experiment tested by yet another unrelenting summer. There's been little rain, except for the isolated showers that brought false hope 2 weeks ago.
It was a tough 2 years. As the land got drier and drier, there was no indication of rain. We put the rams with our ewes, so trying to get them pregnant and lactating in the time of our best grass, which is summertime, and the rain didn't come.
Remember, if you look at that grass curve,
Ott, who's a consultant, came to help us with the survey to see if we actually are restoring our land. And I thought he's not going to find anything, because there is no more grass. And what's he going to think we've been doing? 2 years ago we had 57 millimeters of rain for the year. Last year we had 27 millimeters of rain, so we were in drought. So we knew Ott was coming, but I really didn't know how he would see any improvements on the land, because there definitely wasn't more grass. And nothing changed. Blue skies, no rain. I felt I really didn't know what to do. It was sleepless nights, and I know the rain will come when it's meant to come. And obviously it wasn't meant to come then.
it is dry. We know that everybody needs rain. Now you start getting drier. Your food or your quality of felt is now decreasing. Your animals are going to start losing condition soon. Now you've got a choice to make. Either you destock those animals to a point where it can stretch longer until the rains come, or buy food for these animals and they're still losing condition. Now you're on a very slippery slope.
After inspecting all the camps on the farm, the shepherds, Veronica and Ott, meet to take stock of the situation.
Remember, hierdie 3-been pot. You don't want to get into a position where there's no food in the veld, your animals are losing condition, and you don't have money in the bank. Because at some stage or another, die diere begin maar raak, so nou begin jy geld uit die bank uithaal om die diere te voer. Wat gebeur dan? Nou raak jou geld in die bank minder. Die diere tel baie min slegte kondisie op. En onthou, al die boere in die distrik, wanneer verkoop hulle? As hulle diere maar is en hulle het nie meer geld in die bank het.
We had 600 pregnant ewes and about 400 maidens and wethers on the farm. And that's a lot of animals to supply in a drought.
In stunned silence, the team realizes that they failed to act on their drought plan. And now it's crisis time.
You're going to have to make up your mind very quickly. Because you've got 17 days. Theoretically, there is no more food in the veld. They must go.
Do it tomorrow, you don't have to wait a week.
Then they must go tomorrow.
Early the next morning, they move to implement that plan.
Vanoggend is ek besig om te destock. Die droogte genoodsaak ons.
They'll start with the easiest group to sell.
Die goed wat die produseer op die veld toe, en die lammers wat markgereed is om hulle weg te kry na die abattoir.
Johnny is about to retire. He had hoped to end his tenure on a high note.
It's obviously very disappointing, and it's a harsh climate, and the teams worked so hard on the regenerative aspects and the planned grazing and everything. So it's disappointing for all of us to have to minimize a flock that we've built up to the stocking rate of the farm. And it's taken us nearly 4 years to get to this point, but we've got to, and it has to remain an objective decision, and it's the first time we do it, and there are going to be many times ahead that we have to do it like this, and it has to become a cold-blooded decision. I suppose there were lots of emotions involved in that. My father had just died, who's always been my integral pillar in this farming, and there wasn't him to lean on, so it was quite something to handle.
But on a brighter note, during the inspection of some of the drier sections of the farm 2 days before, the team discovered that hidden from view was a world of activity.
Here you got something happening as well.
We found so much insect life and scorpion nests and all sorts of things which I'd never been made aware of before.
Op die grond. Is nog 'n spinnekoppie.
And he was excited by that, and we actually hadn't seen it the year before. So it feels that it genuinely was an improvement in the small insect life which is so important to soil health, and also an indication of better soil health.
For now, the destocking goes ahead, and there is some good news. The animals are still in good condition, and the price for lamb is slightly better than expected. Over the following month, they managed to sell off 40% of the flock. This will allow the forage that remains on the land to last much longer.
So I wasn't on the farm at the times that the rain started, and you do go to sleep with a little bit of worry no matter where you are, and there's nothing more exciting than waking up in the morning and there's some pings from the farm people.
Dis 'n baie mooi prentjie vanmôre hier op Rogas. Ons harte loop oor. Ons rivier loop en die loop baie sterk om gewoon net.
And they're just so excited because there are a whole lot of videos of beautiful rain. And to hear their voices, they're so emotional. To watch a river flowing which never flows, and the blessing that they feel of it is something difficult to describe. It was really very special. Literally, we've been spared. So the rain was redemption in many ways. Apart from putting grass on the veld, it allowed us to sell less of our stock, and it puts us in good stead through to hopefully more rain in summertime next year.
The seeds of possibility that have been waiting in the soil for the right conditions have asserted themselves with great abundance. Areas that were once bereft, like the kraal sites, have sprung into life.
So 3 jaar terug, ons het kraalsite hier gesit, and for 3 days, and we were really concerned. We came and dug it up and felt it was terribly capped and nothing came up.
Ja, buite ons kraalsite is dit baie sagter. Ja, ek sê dit is.
A very thick coarse, crust. And we actually were panicking and thinking, I was personally thinking, what are we doing to this farm? Are we creating kraal site after kraal site of barren capped land?
Van 'n paniek gewees so na 3 nagte se kamp kraalsite, maar ons staan hier en ons het die mooiste resultate binne in die kraalsite. So ja, goeie moed vir die boerdery vorentoe.
We had lovely rain. Our average so far is 181 millimeters this year. It's clearly a circle of sweet grass that has come up. And we did have a concern that over 3 or 4 nights too much urea and dung was actually capping the soil. There was too much chemical from the urea. but I think we don't have to worry about that anymore. It's clearly very well fertilized piece of ground here.
And so Veronica can once again look at extending and growing her flock.
We've got incredible density of grass on the farm, got a lot of the lovely sweet grasses, and it's potentially, because it's so thickly covered, that more rain stays on the farm. Also because it's been trampled, the soil softer, so the water can penetrate. So it's possible that we've harnessed more rain than we would have ordinarily. Suddenly we're finding a plant or shrub on the farm that we can't ever remember seeing anywhere.
Nee,
No.
dit is die eerste.
And in Plant of the Karoo book we found it's the gombos. And what's written in there, it occurs when a land is not overgrazed and it's highly palatable. So we're incredibly excited. There are these big bushes here. It's a beautiful little flower, and they're spreading further and further into the veld in this camp.
Ons is ons hele lewe lank op die grond en ons het dit nog nie gesien nie. En ek dink dit het te doen met die manier hoe ons boer en op ons grazing plan, dit wat ons toepas, die kort rukkies wat ons in die kamp is, gee kans dat ons plante hulle volle potensiaal kry om te groei. Ons hele plaas op ons grazing plan doen ons goed in ons kampe te laat rus, en dit is die resultate wat ons daaruit kry.
Now it is possible for Johnny to leave on a high note, having successfully helped Veronica and his sons transition to a new regenerative model.
Met heimwee gaan ek eintlik hier weg. Ek is tevrede, ek kon my deel gedoen het met die nuwe boerdery. Maar ek dink, dit het ook tyd het gekom, dat ek ook moet plek maak vir nuwe mense, wat meer productief kan wees vir die boerdery.
And there's a new project to select and train some of the puppies from the first litter born on the farm. So the land has responded to a combination of the good rains, sound planning, and even destocking. It's time to allow for some unbounded optimism.
So now we know we have positive effect from the techniques that we're using, which is just exciting. It just makes the whole process feel like it's worthwhile, and maybe one day we will have a little bit of heaven on earth here with such beautiful sweet grasses.